Let's turn to health now. Dried fruit seems like a healthy snack, right? But some claim it's just like candy. Well, our chief health editor, Dr. Nandi, is here to clear up all of the confusion, not clean it up, over dried fruit. Hi there, Dr. Nandi.
Hi, Carolyn.
All right, so a lot of us like dried fruit. It's packed with nutrients, right?
Absolutely. Carolyn, they're a shrunken version of the real thing because most of the water content has been removed. So yes, they are healthy because they contain fiber, micronutrients, and antioxidants called phenols. Now, a diet rich in phenols and fiber can actually help lower rates and fight against certain types of cancer and heart disease.
So what about the sugars in dried fruit? Is that why people think it's more like candy?
My patients ask me, the natural sugar, in fact, in dried fruit is much more concentrated. If you eat a cup of grapes, you'll get 23 grams of sugar and 104 calories. But if you eat a cup of raisins, you're now consuming 116 grams of sugar and 520 calories, a huge difference. I think people compare it to candy because dried fruit can be coated with added sugar, which then, yes, it might be like candy.
Wow, so how much dried fruit should we eat then?
Yeah, important question. So dried fruit, to me, is a great way to boost nutrients and fiber intake. So my prescriptions, as always, number one, eat dried fruit in small amounts, especially if you're watching your sugar and carb intake or if you're diabetic. Also, the U.S. dietary guidelines recommend that we eat 1.5 to 2 cups of fresh fruit daily. Roughly a half cup of dried fruit equals 1 cup of fresh fruit. Also, be very mindful when eating dried fruit because it's so much smaller, it's very easy to consume more calories than you would with fresh fruit. And finally, I recommend buying organic with this because they don't always contain a sulfur dioxide, that preservative. This helps to preserve color but can also cause stomach cramps and asthma attacks in people who have sensitivities to sulfite, so watch out for that.
Boy, it's so deceptive, especially when they're in those bags of peanuts. So are there any studies out there on dried fruit?
Yes, Carolyn. So one large study I thought was interesting found people who ate dried fruit weighed less than they were compared to those who didn't eat dried fruit. So they also consume more nutrients. Dried fruit is not perfect, but it's healthier than grabbing a bag of chips or candy or eating other unhealthy junk foods.
Now that is true, so we'll have to keep that in mind. As always, thank you so much, Dr. Nandi, for your medical expertise. It's always helpful.